Hi everybody, this is Salendra from TasteOfParadiseBlog.com. Today my baby wants some shrimp fried rice. So I have all these recipes, all these ingredients here for you to see for shrimp fried rice. I know it's not a Spanish dish, it's not really an Indian dish, but in a way it is a little Fijian dish because there's a lot of Japanese and Chinese people in Fiji, and there's tons of Chinese restaurants everywhere, and shrimp fried rice is everywhere. So I decided to bring this recipe to you as your first recipe from TasteOfParadiseBlog.com. So the first thing I have here is shrimp. The shrimp looks a little bit red because I put lemon in it. So the lemon pretty much cooks the shrimp. It used to be gray and I cleaned it, I deveined it, and it's all nice and clean. You see that? Nothing in there. No ickiness in there. It's gross when the ickiness is in there. Always devein your shrimp. So now it was gray and now it is red because of the lemon. So that's your shrimp. Then I have here the stuff that I told you to keep in your refrigerator or in your pantry, mainly in your refrigerator. Minced garlic right here. Cilantro. Remember, my name is Salendra, just like cilantro. And a jalapeno pepper. And a yellow onion. And 2 eggs. Really simple things you need. Then some olive oil. Now this is grapeseed oil, which is okay to use. You can use extra virgin olive oil. This is what I had in my pantry, so therefore this is what I'm going to use. I'm not going to go to the store and just buy olive oil just for my dish. It's too late and I'm tired and my baby wants shrimp fried rice, so I'm going to use the stuff I have in the kitchen and whip it up for him. Black pepper, little bit of oyster sauce. Now you don't have to have this ingredient, it's an option. With it or without it, you're going to get a great dish, okay? And Worcestershire sauce. Hey, don't you see something missing? There is no soy sauce because I don't like soy sauce. I am going to use Worcestershire sauce. So it's up to you what you would like to use. Soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce. You can make up whatever you have in your refrigerator. Or in your leftover Chinese bag with all the soy sauce little thingy-majiggers in there, you can also use that, okay? And then of course, salt. You gotta always season your food with some salt, okay? Now, to make shrimp fried rice, what's missing in this little equation? The rice. The rice is missing, you guys. Rice. We're going to use extra long grain rice. Just simple long grain rice. So what you got to do? You got to cook the rice. So while your rice is cooking, you can chop up your onions. You can either devein your shrimp. You can do whatever you want. And I almost forgot to tell you, the shrimp has been marinated in lemon for 15 minutes. That's all you need, just 15 minutes, and it takes that fishy smell out of the shrimp, okay? So how are we going to do the rice? What you're going to do is you're going to wash your rice really well with water. You're going to drain the water out, then you're going to fill it up again with water. And you just read the package on the box of the rice, you guys. It's very simple. Follow the directions. Everybody knows how to follow directions, right? Turn it around, look at the instructions, and do exactly what it says, and you'll get the perfect rice. So that's how we're going to make rice. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and start the rice while you guys get all your ingredients, and then we'll start cooking. Okay, so now while the rice is cooking, what we're going to do is we're going to prep everything for the shrimp fried rice. Like I said, it's a very easy recipe. It will not take you that long, maybe about 15 minutes to actually cook it. Prepping is real easy, just 15 minutes maybe, depending on what you're going to put in there. So we're going to just make shrimp with rice. We're not putting veggies in it, and I'll tell you how to do the veggies and stuff if you wanted to do that. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take the yellow onion. I got some cilantro on there. Take the yellow onion, and you're going to peel the top covering off the yellow onion. And this, I always like to keep a container to throw all my scraps. So keep a container, throw your scraps. And if you guys want, you just have to take this top, that part out at the end. This part out at the end, okay? So you just cut that off, put that there, and while that's there, you're going to take the top layer off. I don't like the top layer at all. It's so icky. So that's what I do, okay? It makes it easier. And like I said, you don't have to do what I tell you to do. You can do whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. Just make it easy and fun. Don't stress out over cooking. That's not fun. Why do you want to cook then? Might as well just go out, right? But why do you want to go out and when you can save your money and have a nice romantic evening, either by yourself or with your hubby or with your boyfriend or with your dog, but somewhere, right? With a nice glass of wine. So what I'm doing is I'm just slicing them straight down the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. I try to get them all the same size as I drop everything there. I try my best to get the same size. Now, you know what, you guys? I'm not a culinary professional. All I am is a regular girl that loves to cook, okay? So don't make fun of my cutting. I cut all the onions in small pieces. Okay, what else I'm doing, you guys, is I want my shrimp fried rice to be so delicious for my fiance that I am going to separate these onions because it's easier when you're cooking it. Because I'm going to do something very different than my normal Indian and Fijian cooking. I'm going to put these onions in later to make it still crunchy. So for it to cook nice and evenly throughout, I like to separate them like this. Okay, it doesn't take that long. Put Food Network and watch and do this. Whatever you want to do, but just make it nice. So after you cut the onions and you separate them, and this onion was a half of a whole onion, and it ended up being a little bit too much because I'm only making enough shrimp fried rice for my fiance. So this half of an onion was way too much. So what I did was I took the onion, the one that I had cut, and chopped it one more time in half, and that's what I got right here. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the jalapeno pepper and we're gonna chop it. Because you don't have to put it in if you don't want to. You don't like spice, that's fine. But we love spicy food. So, thank God I found a Spaniard that loves spicy food, right? So you're just going to chop it up and put it aside because this is going to go in with your onions later. Okay, so now we have your onions, you have your jalapenos, you have your garlic, your cilantro, and you're ready with the main veggie side type of stuff, right? The eggs will go in later. So how easy is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 things. That's all you needed when it comes to like vegetables from the refrigerator or onions or spices, whatever these are called, you know, your little ingredients here. The thingamajiggers. Okay, so we'll start cooking in just a little bit. As soon as the rice is cooked, we'll start making the shrimp fried rice, and it'll be really fast and easy. You're going to be like, oh my God, that was so super easy. It's going to be super easy. You guys watch. Alright, so now that you have all your ingredients all ready and your rice is almost done, you're going to go ahead and start cooking your shrimp, okay? So let's go ahead and turn the fire on here, the burner on. Now in the beginning I put it on high because I want it to get hot, right? I have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, or you can use the grapeseed oil that I had. Okay, just 2 tablespoons in there. You're just going to let it warm up just a little bit, not too much. Remember, you guys, safety precaution, don't ever leave oil on the stove and go turn around and do something else when it's this much, because it will cause a fire. You know why? I've done it before when I was learning how to cook when I was 13 years old, and if you read my blog post, you will see my little story about what happened to me with eggs when I was 13 years old. Well, something also happened to me with oil, and it freaked me out. So we're not letting that happen today, or ever. So that's going to get hot, and I know it's going to be, this stove here is too high. Let's go ahead and put it on about medium high right there. I'm going to not put my onions in yet. I'm sorry, not onions. What we're going to do first is we're going to put our garlic in. Okay, so get a spoon out. And now this garlic is going to go all over the place because the oil is very hot, so just be careful. I just want it to cook a little bit. You don't want to burn it. Then, as that's cooking, you're going to put your shrimp in. Careful not to put all of the lemon juice in there. You're going to save that. You might use it, you might not. So there, that's it. See how it's a little crazy when the oil spills everywhere? And look at that. My shrimp is almost cooked because the lemon pretty much cooked it. Now I can tell that the fire is a little too high, and you know how I can tell? You see the way it's bubbling, the oil with the water? That's normal, it's a chemistry reaction. However, I don't want my shrimp to burn, so I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit, okay? Until I'm ready to put the rest of the stuff in. I don't want to burn anything. I don't want my fiance to think I can't cook. That would be good, huh? Can you imagine a fiance knowing that you know how to cook and all of a sudden you get married and you're like, oh, you can't cook. What do you think he's going to do? Well, don't live next to any fast food places because that's exactly what he's going to do. And then he's going to turn into a fatty. But we don't want chunky monkeys in this place, right? So, we're going to learn how to cook easy shrimp fried rice. So just do it. It's easy. Okay, you guys see this? Look at that. Look at all the juices of the shrimp that came out. Now the shrimp is turning more and more red, and that's perfect. That means you're ready now for the oyster sauce. This is about a 1/4 teaspoon of oyster sauce. So I'm going to put this in now. And if you see the way I do this, just be careful not to burn yourself. There, see, it's all in there. You don't want to put too much oyster sauce. If you do, it overtakes the shrimp. And you don't want to do that. So a little is better than too much because you can't take it out once it's in there. And how do I know that? Because I made that mistake again, or once before. And he told me that it tasted like oyster sauce. So we're not doing that anymore. So we learn. Okay, so that looks really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in some black pepper. Just sprinkle some on there. Just simple black pepper. Look at that. And I look at the color. I look how everything looks. I don't salt it right now because I'm going to still put rice and I'm going to put eggs in there. So I'm not going to salt anything right now. Okay, guys? So now while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put some Worcestershire sauce. You guys, you don't have to go crazy with it. You just put a little bit for taste, or you can use soy sauce. Remember I told you guys you can use soy sauce? Use the leftover soy sauce you guys get from your Chinese takeout. This is about 2 tablespoons. I don't want it to overtake. Actually, I'm almost going to put 3 because you know what? I have a lot of shrimp in here. So you just pretty much estimate. And what I can tell you how you can estimate is look at the color. You see this color? The soup is almost as dark as me. So that's the color you're going to look for, okay? So now that's just going to cook for a little bit more. Now I can go ahead and increase the fire on here, the burner, because it's too soupy and I don't want it to be soupy. So let's go ahead and increase the fire. And I want to burn it out, all that soupiness. We don't need it to be that soupy. You know what's going to happen if we put the rice in there? It's going to be soggy. And it's going to be like risotto instead of shrimp fried rice. We don't want risotto. We're not doing Italian. We're doing Fijian, Chinese, Japanese cuisine right now, okay? So let's just go with the flow. Okay. All right, so you see how this is cooking all nicely, and you see all the bubbles? You see the water is decreasing, so that's good, the lemon juice actually. And actually water comes out of the shrimp too. Now I'm going to lower the heat a little bit to medium, because I don't want to burn all of it out, because I do need some of it to flavor the rice. I'm going to go ahead and put in my onions. I'm going to mix it up really good. Look at that. That already looks good to eat. See that? Look at the lemon and the juices of the shrimp are getting less and less. This is perfect. This is going to be really delish. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my peppers in. Okay. So what do you know, you guys? We have our garlic, our onions, our peppers, our shrimp, and our olive oil all in here. All we got left is the eggs and the cilantro and salt, of course. Oh, and we have our oyster sauce and our Worcestershire sauce in there too. So I like to keep the onions crispy, so we're going to keep the onions just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our rice. Hot, careful. This is what your rice should look like. If you made your rice the right way and you followed the instructions like you have on the package. And I'm making this pretty much just for my fiance, so I'm not going to put too much rice in it because he likes a lot of shrimp. So what I do is I move my shrimp to the side. Look at all the juices. How wonderful is that? There's my rice. I'm going to put about 2 spoons of rice because he's a tall guy. He does need a little bit of food, a little bit more food. Like that. Now once I mix everything together, it's going to end up more. And you guys, if that doesn't seem like it's enough rice for you when you put it in there, you can always add rice as you're going. But just make sure when you add your rice that you really mix your ingredients in, because if you